Hey, welcome back to Coaching Concepts. I'm Edgar Jones. As me and Trevor finish up this three-part series in leadership and education, in this discussion, we sit down and we talk about maintaining a culture of feedback. Hope you enjoy the video. Do you feel that some individuals that wasn't in a position, in an administrative role, right? Let's say a teacher, or they had that growth mindset, right? They wanted to get to that level, but then once they end up getting to that level, individuals end up getting complacent.
I can see that because once you get out of the classroom, you are in a different atmosphere. You're in the office, and there are a lot of things that'll hold you down in that office. But I just be honest, when I was going through my program to become a principal, I was going through it with a fellow teacher of mine who taught right next to me, and he was doing some interning in the high school office. And he asked me a question one day. He said, do you think we're going to lose the relationships with the kid? And I looked at him, I was like, not if we stay outside that office. We got to be walking the halls. We got to be out there. And what I noticed is, you're visible to the students, and you maintain those relationships with the students. You create that safe environment with them where they know they can come talk to you. But it's the same thing for your staff. You know, you have to be visible. You have to make decisions on your time in the office. There's going to be times when you have to be in there and you've got to do those jobs. But I've learned and I've seen, if you just close yourself off in that office and just say, I made it, I'm to this point, and you remove those relationships and those interactions with students and staff, I think that's when complacency comes, because you're not having those interactions. And honestly, when your staff can challenge you, when they can call you out on some things, that's healthy. You know, that allows you to say, hey, maybe we made this decision, but this just didn't work right. Let's work together to make this thing right.
Yeah, it's healthy, and it can also be painful too, you know, but through that's growth, right? Through me feeding myself, that's when the growth happens. But it's one thing to get the feedback. It's one thing to get the information. What do you do with that information moving forward?
See, that's one of the most important parts of maintaining that culture of safety, of welcoming feedback, because you can be the most welcoming person in the world. You can have systems set up to where you get efficient feedback and you know what's going on. But if you don't do anything with that, people are going to lose faith in that system. If somebody comes to you, or a group of people that you're leading comes to you, and they have this issue, and you say, oh, thanks for letting me know, and then nothing happens, over time that system's going to break down, and they're not going to trust you. They're going to know that your leadership is going to be ineffective in the area of giving or receiving that feedback from them. So you have to be intentional about responding to it. I've seen as a leader at the end of the year doing this big anonymous survey of all the teaching staff, and then the next year all the parents in the community. You got all that info. If you don't do anything with it, what's the point? And if nothing's done about it, then the next year you're likely to see a decline in people participating.
Because people feel like, all right, the year before we gave that information to that individual or that school or whoever that person may be, but nothing actually was done with it.
Right. And even if as a leadership team, you take that feedback, you take all that information, and you make a decision based on that, you got to speak to that. You got to tell the people why. Here's what we came to. And the great thing about that is, when you take that initial information, you work together with the people that are around you, your leaders, and even like your department heads and team leads and stuff like that. You work through it. You come to a decision. You have to let the people who gave you that information know that, because you can then start from there. You can give them the why, and then we can go again and have another mutual conversation, and we can get to where we all want to go together. But when that doesn't happen, you end up having these little factions to where nobody's really getting along, and culture just breaks down.
Culture breaks down, and unfortunately, we're seeing that quite a bit of cultures breaking down in different organizations, different schools. And right now, this is a challenging time. We see a lot about attention. Schools are doing everything they possibly can to get individuals in to teach, and not only just individuals, but good individuals, right? But with that being said, this still is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for leaders. So, Trevor, thank you again.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you. Thank you for shining light on the education side of a lot of the things that's unknown. So, thank y'all so much for checking this video out. Please leave some comments. We would love to hear what you thought about Trevor sharing his experience. Trevor, we look forward to you coming back on again, buddy.
Likewise, man.
Thanks. Thank you so much for checking this video out. I'm Edgar Jones, and this is Coaching Concepts.